From NBC News, this is Today with Matt Lauer and Meredith Vieira, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
Alisa Karwowski is the mother of two adopted children from Russia and the author of A Guide to Russian Adoption, Professional Counseling and Personal Insights. Alisa, good morning. Nice to see you.
Good morning, Matt.
At first blush, this seemed as if it was going to be an isolated story involving this one mother and this one child. But now it looks like there could be fallout from this that's going to affect a lot of other families. How worried are you about that?
Absolutely. I am worried about it. I also think that we need to keep things into perspective. And by that I mean there are 50,000 former Russian orphans living in the U.S. today. Of those 50,000, 16 of those children have actually been abused at the hands of their American parents. So to put this into perspective, Matt, that's 0.01% of adopted children that have been hurt at the hands of Americans.
But it's very easy for people to have an instant emotional reaction
Absolutely.
to this story, and you hear people say, how could this mother have done this? How could she send this child back? How could she send him back alone on an airplane? How do you think she handled this situation?
I just feel like there has to be more to this story. First of all, I don't know how she even got through the process. It's such a stringent process. You have to do a home study. You have post-placement visits that are mandated by the Russian Federation, which are at 6 months, post-adoption 1 year and 2 years. She has to have a psychological exam. She has to get letters of recommendation. I don't know how she got through it.
But adoptions are overturned. This is not completely...
She had another option.
Right, and what should she have done differently?
Well, first of all, she should have, I don't think that there's any information or we don't know if she reached out to any sort of resources, either in her community or even with her social worker. She needed to contact somebody to let them know that she was having such a difficult time with her child.
What about the emotion on the other side? Over in Russia, they hear basically that this mother sent back this little boy alone on an airplane.
Right.
Is it likely that this is now going to have a backlash against other American families who may have an adoption in that country pending?
Exactly, and I personally know some of them, so that's why I was so emotionally involved, plus also with my own two children. I think that the Russians and the Americans have a better relationship than people think that we do. I think what they are looking for is to come up with some bilateral agreement where we can say, yes, we can assure you we are going to do a better job at ensuring the safety and health and growth of these children that come from Russia.
American families adopt children from countries all around the world. Are there any unique issues in dealing with Russian children, things that American families should know before starting the process?
Well, certainly in Russia, the baby home that our children are from, baby house number 6 in St. Petersburg, there were about 106 children in that orphanage at one time. So when you go into their bedrooms, you do see a line of like pack-and-play size cribs, and they do what they can. They love the children. They give them what they can. But certainly in other countries, in China, places like that, most of those children are living in foster care homes. So there is a difference as far as maybe the level of attention that the child gets prior to adoption.
But is there any information to suggest that there is a higher level of, the children coming from Russia have a higher incidence of emotional issues, anything like that?
Well, I think they all have to some degree some emotional issues, but it's up to the parents to kind of know what you're getting into and to be able to tap some resources in order to address those. And you see varying things. There are children who have attachment issues. There are children who have sensory issues, but pretty sure I don't know anybody who wouldn't if they had to stay in a pack-and-play crib for 20 hours a day. Yeah. And it's reversible with therapy and with the proper intervention that is available in this country.
Alisa Karwowski. Alisa, thanks very much for your input on this.
Thank you very much, Matt.
Let's get a check of the weather now.